It started with a text that made my chest tighten in a way I'd never felt before. Don't be jealous. It's just my fans, Relax. I stared at it for a long moment, my thumb hovering over the reply button. I wanted to laugh it off, like she expected me to, but something in her tone felt different this time. Mocking, almost gleeful. The nickname fans had always sounded playful, but now it felt like a weapon. At first, I questioned myself. Maybe I was overthinking. Maybe I was just insecure. She'd been distant lately. Missed calls, delayed texts, excuses about long nights at work, sudden plans with friends she never named. My mind raced through every memory, trying to connect dots that weren't supposed to exist. I caught myself replaying tiny things. The way she'd suddenly lean away when I reached for her phone. The quiet smiles at messages she'd immediately close when I entered the room. Then came the small, almost imperceptible signs. A flash of a notification she tried to hide. A lingering fragrance that wasn't hers. Her laugh a touch too loud when a certain name popped up. My stomach twisted, and I told myself it was paranoia. I trust her, I whispered to myself, but my heart wouldn't listen. A week later, during a quiet evening, she started laughing at one of her stories on social media, pointing at her phone. Look at my fans. Aren't they hilarious? She said, scrolling through comments and tagging friends. That was the moment I froze. Something in the way she said it, so casual, so amused, triggered a memory. Those late nights, whispered messages, an odd hesitation when I asked who she'd been talking to. I started keeping notes, small ones at first. Times she left the room suddenly, patterns in her social media activity, vague excuses that didn't add up. It wasn't about spying. It was about survival, about facing a growing suspicion before it swallowed me whole. And that's when I noticed recurring names in comments, messages, and tags. Men I'd never met. Faces I'd only glimpsed online. My chest tightened with every name I recognized from the little fan world she pretended was innocent. I confronted her one evening, trying to keep my voice calm. Who are these people? I asked, nodding at her phone. Her laughter was sharp this time, but it faltered when I continued. One by one, I named every single person I'd found, every account she'd hidden, every flirtatious message she'd sent. Her friends were there, watching. The air went cold. Eyes widened. Mouths went dry. The jokes, the mockery, all vanished. How did you, she stammered, her facade crumbling. I didn't answer at first. I just looked at her, really looked. And for the first time in months, I saw someone I didn't recognize. The person I loved had been there, yes, but alongside her was someone I didn't know. Someone capable of smiling while hiding betrayals behind playful words. We argued, voices low but sharp, cutting through the heavy quiet of our living room. She tried to justify, claiming harmless fun, attention, nothing serious. But every word felt like a shard in my chest. I realized I wasn't just angry. I was broken. Memories of shared mornings, quiet dinners, soft touches. They now stung with betrayal. Each recollection was a lie, carefully wrapped in the comfort I had trusted. When the confrontation ended, she left the room in silence. I stayed behind, feeling the emptiness press against my ribs, tasting the hollow ache of trust shattered. But in that quiet, I found something else, clarity. I didn't need the fantasy of her affection anymore. I didn't need the pain of half-truths and secret smiles. Weeks later, as I started rebuilding my life, I understood the lesson she taught me without meaning to. Love doesn't excuse deception. Trust is not given, it's earned. And when it's broken, no laughter, no mockery, no excuses can repair it. I don't hate her. I don't even want revenge. I want truth. I want peace. Naming those names didn't just expose her lies. It freed me from the chains of disbelief, from the illusions I clung to so desperately. Sometimes, when the quiet presses in, I think of her laugh and the friends who went pale that night. And I smile not in joy, but in quiet strength. I survived betrayal. I survived heartbreak. And I learned that some closures don't come from forgiveness, but from knowing your own worth and walking away, finally unafraid.